So there's definitely a lot of confusion out there between expenses and capital expenditures. I get questions all the time from our clients, or preferences from clients who want certain things classified or categorized a certain way.
Right.
Is there anything you would say about just CapEx and generally how you approach that with clients?
Sure. Yeah. The IRS actually came out with some repair regulations. I think it was in the Tax Act of 17, where they really further define that, because that's a huge issue for renters and rental owners. And so you basically have to think about what is the substance of this expense. Are you improving the property? Are you extending the useful life of the property, or are you making a repair to something? So the simplest example I can give is, did you repair a hole in the roof, or did you put a whole new roof on? So you have to be really careful when you're recording those types of expenses to make sure that you're not putting something as a repair that belongs as an improvement, because the improvements have to be depreciated over the life, and most of the time it's the same life as the building. But again, we can analyze further what the improvements are to get faster depreciation. So the other thing that came out during that, the repair regulations, was that there's a safe harbor now, which is a good thing. Anything under $2,500, the IRS says, I don't care, just put it in expense. So that's nice, because if you're, I bought a new water heater, it's $1,500. Do I have to capitalize it? You could just say, well, it's under the safe harbor. So, and we make an election on the tax return every year, saying we're making that safe harbor election just to protect our clients. There are things that sometimes get in the gray area. We redid the whole plumbing system. Did we replace the plumbing system, or did we repair the plumbing system? So those are, you have to really dig into the details. So keep those kinds of invoices from your contractors. The better tax write-off is to expense it, right? So everyone wants to do that. But if I'm looking at your expenses for the year and I say, oh, you have, $72,000 of repairs, I'm going to ask you for a little more detail for that. So, and that's an area, because of the regulations, the IRS will be focused on if they do audit you. So you want to make sure you're prepared for that.
Well, it's nice to have that safe harbor dollar amount.
Yeah.
Before that, I remember getting a lot of questions from clients, and some clients were more conservative about it, and they'd say, hey, anything under 1,000, let's go ahead and expense it, but let's not get too high with that. And so now, just to know, hey, $2,500, that's really a good cut.
Yeah, it's not even worth talking about. So, I like that safe harbor also.
I will remember to tell clients that more often.
Yeah. And I've taken over tax returns from other accountants, and on their depreciation schedule, there's all kinds of little things like a $200 faucet, or and it's like, oh god, the paperwork that goes into depreciating that, when you could have just written it off. That makes sense. Unfortunate.